Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. I am back with the. Actually, I'm gonna make this really quick. I think I got like 44 minutes of time on here. Anyway, so let me just. This is an intuitive message. This is not a prophetic message. So I just basically wanted to let you know. I really feel like this is happening now to some of you guys. There was a song that came to me this morning that I played. I'll actually drop it in the description box below, that how some of you guys are actually feeling, just to the point that it's just like, okay, I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to wait for God. But anyway, check out that song. But the key is to listen to the message from the very start of it to the very end. Anyway, so with that being said, the intuitive message that came to me this morning was some of you guys are finding yourself dealing with a situation. Okay, so this is how it came to me. And I had to basically try to write these notes down because I was in the middle of anyway, I was in the middle of doing something, so I had to write it down before I forgot. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, so some of you guys may have found yourself, whether you're male or female, you may have found yourself dealing with some sort of addictions, feeling like you're dealing with some sort of strongholds. Some of you may not look at it as like being addictions, but like strongholds, however you want to refer to it. Anything that takes hold of you and you feel like you can't control it, it's almost like a form of an addiction. Yes, and yes, it is a stronghold that you're trying to shake, should I say. But anyway, with all that being said, some of you guys are dealing with the energies of trying to fight off individuals who are, what I'm hearing Spirit say, is captivating. They come and they use their image, their image. Their physique is what I'm hearing. They use their body image to kind of lure you in. It's almost like I think I talked about this. I know I talked about this before, the sirens or whatever. And I basically went to Google what the sirens were. I knew what they were, but just kind of like just how they work or whatever. It was just basically saying the siren symbols a temptation and desire. So basically, which can lead to destruction in one's life. And this is just the Greek mythology of them, like some time ago. It was just basically saying that they can be like dangerous creatures who would lure men, basically sailors, into their voices would lure sailors into trying to follow them. It's almost like what I'm hearing Spirit say is what do you call it, the oh God, what is it called when people playing the little flute? Oh God, what is it called? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. What is it, Spirit? The piper. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. Piper. Shit. What is it called? What is it, Spirit? The piper. Anyway, the person who's playing the flute and luring people in or whatever with the music, like using a flute to, lure people in, like the magician or whatever. So the siren is basically almost the same thing. They're enchanted. They use their enchanted side, and some of them use their physiques, their body images, their voices, their niceness, and sometimes it comes off as if it's nice, but then you really start to see the true them after you get to know them, should I say. But anyway, so I just basically wanted to tell y'all that, because I know some of y'all are dealing with that energy, should I say. And basically, some of you guys are what I saw was some of you guys are finding yourself, like when you see them coming now, it's almost to the point like when you see them way ahead coming, it's almost like you turn away and you just don't even, and this, what I'm hearing Spirit say, this is applying to male or female. So if you're someone that has been caught up with, body images, like if you, and I'm not saying that body images isn't okay. But remember, anything that you're obsessing over, that you're doing too much of, it's unhealthy, should I say. Of course, we all want to be healthy. There are healthy ways to look at a person's body image in a sense, but anything that oh my God, I gotta have that. Oh my God, like that looks really good. Oh my God, like that's really captivating, stuff like that. That's where the addiction parts come in. But anyway, so I know some of you guys are dealing with that. So I see that some of you guys are to the point now that you basically, when you see them coming, even up ahead of time, it's almost like you're taking your eyes and you're turning in another direction or whatever. But yes, they're gonna be coming and gonna be trying to lower you in, should I say, that what's the word, lower, try to get you to lower in or whatever. And spirits bring it to my attention. I remember this one time when I told you guys that I had worked at this little child care facility for just 4 months, because spirit was just like, okay, are you sure you want to just make money or whatever the case may be at the time? And I was like, because I felt like I really needed it at the time. And then spirit was like, okay, well, I know that this is going to be your last stop. But I say all that to say, there was this one little girl in there, and she was really young, and she was a Hispanic girl, and I'm gonna just say it for what it is. I have no problem at all with races, but I have to just point them out as I see it. So if you're offended by what I'm saying, I can't help that, because those or these things that I explain on my channel has been my experience. So if anyone's coming to this channel and hearing my message and feel the need that, oh, she's racist, no, I'm not racist. That's just been my experience. Maybe that has not been your experience, but I'm just telling you what I had to experience and who the people were. So that's no offense. That's just me telling my story. And if you're offended by what I'm saying, then, just go ahead on, politely click off and, go to another channel where you feel like they better serve you at. But I'm just telling you, again, my experience. But anyway, so with that being said, the little girl, when I saw her, her little brother was actually in my class at the time. And then all of a sudden, I had to go to another classroom for something. And when I walked in there, I had noticed her. She looked up at me, and I looked at her, and I did a double take. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, your eyes. And I was like, and she was really speaking to me with her eyes. So you guys have to be mindful of that too, because I truly believe that as she gets older, I'm not trying to project that off onto anyone, but I could just see it that, some of you guys, whether you male or female, be mindful of those people too, because, sometimes people can be a little enchanted with their eyes as well too. I had another experience where this one was pertaining to someone who was actually, the same race as me or whatever the case may be. And they was trying to get me to look into their eyes. And I'm looking like, what the hell you want me to look into? Because I think what they thought was, if I look, because they knew what they were doing, they knew that if I looked them into their eyes, and there were times that I did look them into their eyes, but there was this one particular time that at least I was trying to hash out a situation with this individual. And this is way outside of, what I was talking about earlier, about outside of the child care thing or whatever. But, this was pertaining to someone who was not a family member, but someone who was dating someone who was within the family, should I say. And I was basically, pointing out some issues to them or whatever, not in a rude or disrespectful way, but, sometimes when you hit a nerve with people, sometimes they take offense to it. And, they want to counter what you're saying. In all reality, you basically coming in love and light, should I say. And I think they think that your intentions are, I think because what it is, it's, you kind of expose them in a sense, so they take offense to that, because nobody else never really challenged them, should I say. Because I noticed with this individual person, their family member just allows them to do whatever. And I was like, she must talk to her mom like that. But I was like, I'm not her mom. But not only am I not her mom, nor are you going to sit here and disrespect me like that either. So, basically, I say all that to say that there was a situation where she was just trying to use her eyes to try to, and yes, the eyes are the window of the soul or whatever the case may be. But in her case, her reasons were totally, that was not her case. That was not her reason. She knew what she was doing. She was trying to be enchanted with her eyes, trying to get me to see things her way. And again, another form of manipulation, or what should I say. Again, I feel like personally the sirens come in, whether they enchanting you through their eyes, or whether they're enchanting you through their, their body images, or whether they're enchanting you through their voices. They come and basically create illusions around you, in other words, so that, create illusions around you, to make you think that it's one way when it's really another way. But anyway, so I know that that's something that some of you guys are dealing with, and kudos for you. I mean, I know it's a situation that's hard, but just know this, God is trying to get you out of the habit of what you used to chase after, that you're no longer chasing after of it anymore, because you see in the results that it's getting you. Some of you guys been dealing with this situation for almost 4 years now, 5 years. 4 or 5 years is what I'm hearing. In other words, and even if you're watching my channel and you're not the one who is actually experiencing this, it could be your, your other half, should I say, your twin, should I say, or, even just somebody that you may know, or whatever the case may be. So keep that in mind as well too. But yeah, yes. So I know for me, I just wanted to basically say, I know that things that come in looking like it's sweet and, hey, how you doing? And, trying to be nice and, smiling. I just look right through that, whereas before, well, I'm not saying whereas before, because I can basically see through the illusion, should I say, when people not coming in being genuine. But I wish you all much success on that road to healing. Yeah, I wish you much success for that, because I know it's a situation, especially when you feel like something is trying to pull and tug at you, and or try to control you in some sort of way. That was actually, let me say this. Thank you, Spirit. That was actually somewhat what I was dealing with my neighbor, should I say. She literally was trying to use mind manipulation and project that in my direction, and project that to the point that it's almost like everything that you guys were dealing with dealing with now at that time, should I say, where you're realizing now that these people don't have good intentions, and you're trying to turn and look away, should I say. But for her reason was because I was just straight ignoring her, and she wanted my attention, and I wasn't about to give it to her, after, things that she had done, or whatever the case may be. So she figured she would try to use, magic, should I say, in order to try to play mind games or whatever. But anyway, I say all that to say, her karma is being served right now, not by me, by the divine spirit of light. So that's why I say, when your intentions aren't right, there will be a price to pay. Whether you feel like you paying it right now at that moment, just give it a minute. Karma knows where you live. But anyway, so I also wanted to say this too real quick, because I know I said the other day I was just gonna find out where if God wanted me to speak on this. I have to say this also too, and I'm trying to set it up as quick as I can. But if you guys got kids, or before you guys decide to have kids, should I say, I just want to say, it's so important to try to keep your vibration high. It's so important to try to keep your frequency high. And the reason why I say that is because when you're operating at a certain frequencies, and this goes back to what I just talked about a minute ago in regards to the people trying to lure people in, the enchanters, should I say, trying to lure people in. Well, when you operate at a certain frequency, those things, it's almost like they can't even touch you. In a sense, they're not easily to distract you. They're not easily to try to manipulate you. Now, I'm not saying that, Spirit is letting me know. Now, I'm not saying that tests aren't going to come, because tests are going to come. And this right now is a test for some of you. So I say all that to say you're being tested, because as I said before, it's like God is trying to rid you of all that stuff that's that's been on the inside of you guys for years, that, some of you, been doing it for years, just what caught up with certain body images. And I know definitely, I can definitely say this for sure, in the Black community, that's something that I hear all the time. And it's like, everybody, well, I'm not going to say everybody, and I'm not going to say that applies to everybody, because there have been some people who have not been caught up with images, how somebody looks. And when I say images, I'm not talking about red bottom shoes. I'm not talking about Gucci shoes. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. I'm talking about people with a certain physique. Someone with, as people would say in the Black community, thickness, or, however the case may be, however you want to look at it. Someone who has certain assets on their body, if I'm saying they're assets, anyway, that you're so used to. In that, it's like now it's almost like those things that you once was finding captivating, it's almost like you're pushing away from it now, because you're realizing the drama that it comes with it. And basically God is trying to rid you guys from all that stuff. And I say that to say, because God cannot bring your true love partnership into your life with still holding on to that type of stuff, because that's not going to work. And I say that's not going to work because it's not going to work in a relationship. One, because God is pure. And not only is he pure, but he expected, when these relationships do come together, if they come together, because what I'm hearing Spirit say, if there's some people who are sitting back and, just being stubborn and thinking that, like, well, I don't got to do nothing. That's okay. God has something for them too. Don't worry. God is not going to make you suffer because the other person doesn't want to do the work. Trust me, there's somebody else out there who is resonating at your frequency that God will send in if the other one does not want to do the work. If you know this for sure, because I know some of you guys, you may not know who these partners are. Some of you guys do know who these partners are. But I say all that to say, just know that, God is not going to make you suffer in the midst of their choices, should I say, because they don't want to do the work. But anyway, so I say all that to say, because God is not going to allow these relationships to come together. He's not going to allow these relationships come together. Remember what I said before in another video, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about, God say, when you come before him, come without stains or wrinkle on your garment. Well, that's a situation like an addiction, sexual addictions, any types of addictions at all, those things, it's like stains and wrinkles. You can't have a partnership, coming into a partnership with somebody and you're still operating like that, because that's not going to work. One, it's going to cause confusion, and it's not going to be a pure unconditional love relationship, because it's like, thank you, Spirit, because what I'm hearing Spirit say, there's a scripture in the Bible also too that says no one can serve two masters. Either you're going to serve No one can serve two masters. Either you'll serve one and you will hate the other one. So in other words, if you have addictions or whatever the case may be, and you're trying to come into a relationship, well, guess what? You can absolutely be with somebody who really truly loves you, but then yet you have these addictions where they're giving their all to you, but you're not giving your all to them, because your mind is over here wondering and imagining in your head all the various things that you can do, with somebody sexually or whatever. And that's not going to work. Because why? Because you're not giving your all to this person, just like they're giving their all to you. So no, it's not going to work. So some of you are going to keep finding yourself until you learn to stand up, until you learn to make different choices, is what I'm hearing. So I already know that some of you guys are fed up. It just depends on where you're at in your journey, because some of you guys are to the point that you're fed up, and then some people, depends on who's watching it, and maybe not at this specific time that they're watching this, but maybe because this message can resonate at any given time. It's serving a person for those of you right now who are watching my channel, and then later, let's say years down the road, a couple of months down the road, somebody else is going to be going through the same old thing, and that message is going to also resonate for them at that time as well too. So in other words, it's kind of like what you hear tarot card readers say when they say it's a timeless reading. In other words, that energy can apply, or these videos can apply whenever you're clicking on a message, should I say. Because as I explained before, tarot card readers, prophetic messages, astrology. It's like we all are channeling the same information, but it's just coming in different forms. If that makes sense to you. Yes, if that makes sense for you. I don't necessarily use the cards to channel my message. I get intuitive messages as well as prophetic messages, where most of the tarot card readers, however they get their messages before, as I said, they either get it through the cards or however. But anyway, so I just wanted to make you aware of that as well too. So yes, but yeah, so yeah. Okay, but anyway, so let me just say this real quick. I was just saying it's so important to make sure you guys like keep your frequency high, and just keeping your frequency high, especially if you have kids. And I just say that to say, because it's so important, because I have seen so many things that's just like, oh my God, like people are really that devilish. And I have to say devilish, because I'm saying anytime that you do this towards kids, that's an issue for me. It really is. It really, and I'm like, God, I was like, come on now. I'm sorry. I had to have a heart to heart with God. I told you, I be talking to God like God is my best friend. Not to be disrespectful, be rude or whatever, but it's just like, I can be open, I can be honest. But I'm just like, I'm just waiting for that time. And I'm just waiting for that time. And I don't wish any evil on anybody. I really don't. And that's why I said I let vengeance be God, or should I say? Because I've seen things. More importantly, try to keep your frequency high as well as your vibration high. Because when you're keeping yours high, if you already have kids, you can also help keep theirs high as well too. Because basically, let me just tell you. Okay, as I said before, this is coming from a place, this has been my experience, and with the type of people that I have been seeing this with. So if you're offended by what I'm saying, again, just click off, because obviously you're not resonating with what I'm saying. This has nothing at all to do with me, saying it's not about disliking somebody. I dislike the actions of what people are doing. And if it's being shown to me by a specific group of people, then that's what I'm disliking. So it's not the archetype of the person, it's not the different races of people who are doing this, it's their intentions of what they're doing. So I don't care what color they are, even if it's my own, because there has been, some of my own who have done the same thing as well too. But it seems like a lot of what's being shown to me is done through people who are from other cultures. And I say that to say, this has happened twice. Just pay attention when you go out. Pay attention when you go out. Pay attention when you go out, especially around people who are outside of your culture. I don't know who's actually watching my channel, but, for those people who have subscribed, I do know, the other people, I don't know. But I say all that to say, just pay attention to your surroundings. Anytime, again, it's not about the race. It's about what they doing. Just pay attention to when you are around, pay attention to where you are around. Okay, let me say it like this. Thank you, Spirit. If you are African American, brown, whatever you want to call it, pay attention to where you're around other races and you're out and about. And let's just say you're with your kids or whatever. Pay attention to these. Again, this is not a hate message. I'm just telling you what my experience has been. So let me just put that disclaimer out there right now. This has been my experience. It's not targeting a specific group. I'm just telling you what my experience has been. I've noticed that some Asian cultures, and I've noticed some Hispanic cultures, and even some over in the Middle Eastern region, or whatever the case may be, those type of people, should I say. And again, I can't stress this enough. It's not about the cultures, it's about what I have seen. It's like God has been revealing to me the things that they're doing and showing me like in plain sight. So I've been noticing. Anyway, so yeah. Oh God. Okay, so pay attention to those group of people when they're around kids and watch their demeanors. Just watch their hand gestures, watch their body movement, and just watch them in general. Just even if you're just walking, just heed what I'm saying right now. Sometimes what spirit is telling me right now, some of you guys you probably won't even be able to see this because maybe you're not. Some will be able to, some may not be able to because they're not operating at a certain frequency. Again, and it's not about saying that one is better than the other one. It's just that, sometimes one might be a little bit ahead of the other one. Not saying that one is better than the other one, but might be a little bit ahead of the other ones that they're able to see because of their frequency has been operating like that for some time now, if that makes sense to you. But anyway, just pay attention to those type of people. And I say all that to say, if you see them doing stuff like this with their hands, as they walking past, and 9 times out of 10, they may not be doing it necessarily in the air, but if you see them doing stuff like this, pay attention to that. That's them energetically trying to either one, steal someone's energy. 2, it's them trying to release their negative energy off onto someone else. But I notice it comes in a form, and I say that to say, because we walked past these people. Okay, so we walked past these people, and it didn't only happen. I think what it was is they thought because we were black, they figured like, and let me just say it for what it is. I think one, because they thought we were black, that they figured that we was operating at a low frequency. And I say that to say, and I say low frequency because I mean, like, if you drink alcohol, if you smoke weed, and I'm not judging anybody, you drink alcohol, you smoke weed, you're around somebody who, is of low frequency, and, you eat bad, and, you don't exercise, and, there's so much more that I can sit here and explain. But, if you guys want to book a personal session, if you guys want to book a personal session, you can do so, and we could talk about that there. But those are just some key items of things that will keep a person into lower frequencies, should I say. So I say all that to say that I truly believe that these people thought that we was of low frequency, one, because we were black. And yes, at some point in time, black people have been at the bottom of the totem pole. And I say that to say because it seemed like everybody else has been kind of just like wiping their feet off on us, should I say. Not down, because I don't feel that way now. There was a point in time I did. But it's almost, thank you, Spirit. I hope y'all heard the thing. Because I don't feel that way now. But at one point in time I did, when I was operating in, not saying that I smoke weed and I don't drink like that. If it's anything, I had a pina colada when I went to Outback or whatever. Sometimes it was virgin, or, that wasn't something all the time. But I mean, just like those are things that can just lower one's vibration, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, I say all that to say, these people, I truly believe that they thought we were of low frequency. So as we was walking past them, it's almost like I just saw them kind of like trying to do their little witchcraft, should I say. And I was like, wow. I was like, seriously? Like, you can't even just enjoy a trail without you just trying to do what you're doing? Like, seriously? And then Spirit brought to my attention some time ago, I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember when they taught history? I clearly remember, and if I'm not mistaken, I remember Harriet Tubman, I think, saying, no, wait, did she say that? I think she said she used to babysit her slave owners or care for the slave owner's kid, even though she was a kid herself. But I remember, and if you guys remember, please just send me a thumbs up. I don't know if the people who watching my channel, I don't know if you're around by my age, but I clearly remember in history, I remember them saying something about slave owners would have the black kids they would basically be sitting in a chair, like a rocking chair, and had their feet up on the black kids. Basically, the kids were kneeling down, on their knees and their hands or whatever, like they was a footstool, and white people would literally put their feet on them as a way. Now that I understand somewhat some of the energy of what they were doing, of just releasing their negative energy into the black kids. So this is what was happening at the park. Like, literally, And that's why I say it's so important to raise your frequency as well as raising your vibrations. And the reason why I say that is because these people, if you are operating in low frequency, it's like they're able to just kind of send their shit your way in a sense. And some of you may not even know it. Like somebody can be having a bad day and they might just decide they want to go out and go for a walk. Well, guess what? If you're trust me, it takes more than just walking for one day to raise your frequency or whatever. But I say all that to say, if you're just walking for the day and you're trying to clear your head and they just so happen they're walking past you, doing like this or whatever the case may be, well, if that's what their intentions are at that moment, to send you their negative energy or whatever, yeah, they're going to send it right to you. So whatever it is they had going on up in their head and all that other stuff is almost like it's being sent to you. But I say all that to say because we all have energy with us. And there's some things that I didn't even know about energy myself. And I'm going to hurry and wrap this up because I got like 44 minutes. Or it's at 30 now. But anyway, so I say all that to say that, yeah, it's so important to make sure that you raise it up if you so choose to. Because for me to just see that even a young child, even a young child, if that child is just open and their aura field is just open, and it's almost like not being able to protect that child. It's almost like they can send their negative energy towards your kids. But the first time I saw an Asian lady doing this, she made it seem like she was playing with the little kid, but then she left a space. She was talking to one Asian lady over here, and then she could have literally just came over here. So to me, that was letting me know if they both was down there didn't have good intentions, should I say. Because again, God was just revealing it to me. And some people might going to get a little upset from the information that I'm, sharing. But hey, if you choose to hear and heed the warning of what I'm telling you, then by all means, so be it. And if you choose to just click away, that's fine too. But yeah, one lady was standing here and the other lady was over here because they was going in opposite directions. And then I guess she must knew the other lady. So instead of her coming over here to where she was to talk to her, she stood right here. But it just so happened it was a black girl who was coming, and she looked younger than myself. She probably could have been like maybe her late 20s or whatever. And she was pushing her child in the stroller. So this lady over here, and they was talking amongst each other as people was walking past. And need I remind you, I haven't even passed him yet. We was walking up on him, so I'm seeing all of this take place. Then I see the lady pushing her stroller in between the two ladies. The lady over on this side, she tried to play it off. She was acting like she was trying to say, oh, like she was playing with the kid, but she literally went like, it was her, she really went like this, like, in kind of like this in the direction, should I say, of the kid. And I'm like, she don't. And then what did she do? And then after the girl passed her, after the girl had passed her and she did like this to the little kid, the lady probably thought that she was playing with her kid, and she was not playing with her kid. She was trying to send her negative energy towards her kid. And I say all that to say, after the girl had